What's going on, guys? Today I'm doing a video reviewing all the cards that they recently came out with. It's not in the game yet, but the All-Star Game MVPs. These were announced about a week ago or so, and they're not in the game yet, but I want to talk about them. Currently, if you go on 2K Central, there is no official sub-collection for them, as I guess they're not 100% confirmed. I don't know exactly, but you can see all the cards. So I guess in the description I will send a link or leave a link down there so you guys can check them out. On the screen, I think it would be more beneficial than last time, where I'm going to show like a picture of the cards and go over the main stats that apply to them. So for instance, a center, like inside scoring, rebounding, stuff like that, and guards that are shooting, and other abilities like that. So I'm going to go based on their ratings from highest to lowest. So let's get started. First off is the 92 Magic Johnson. This is when he came back into the NBA, even though he retired the season beforehand because of AIDS. He did play a little bit later on in his career in 96. However, they decided to put him in the All-Star Game as a nice little remembrance to him. And if you go watch this online, it's a really good clip of him winning the MVP in his game. He had like 20-something points, and he hit 3 threes. And it was pretty good. And just looking at his card right now, very good defending with a 97 overall defense that they rate it at. Really good at everything besides the things that most people look for, like steal and block, where it's 70 and 42 respectively, but everything else is in the pretty high 90s besides low post IQ, but who really cares about that? All his layup stats and interior scoring is very good as well. As I mentioned earlier, his three-point shooting is very good as well. Athleticism is pretty nice, and everything on there is exactly what you'd expect for Magic. A very nice card. If you can get him, it'd be a really nice thing to remember him by, and a very good card in general to use. Alright, next up is the 2000 Shaquille O'Neal when he played on the Lakers. Now, I don't know much about this Shaq in terms of what happened during the game, but I remember he was an absolute beast back in this time, with especially 99 standing dunk, an 85 driving dunk, and a 99 contact dunk, so he'll probably might be a cheat code in the game, especially with 99 strength and 80 vertical for a guy who's already 7 feet tall, or 7'1" in this game. That's absolutely insane. Very good defense as well. 89 block is one of his lower skills, besides his lateral quickness and steal, but that's still very good. Very good rebounding and everything all around. Of course he can't shoot, but this will be absolutely a cheat code in the game, as he will be absolutely, oh my god, he'll be insane. Next up is the 1989 Karl Malone card. This is when he was on the Jazz. I mean, he only played on the Lakers. I believe that was it afterwards. And for the most part, this is a pretty good card. He doesn't really have a three-point shot, but he never did in real life. 50 standing three, so you'll hit it very, very rarely. But what he's really known for is his inside scoring, his rebounding, both which are very good. He has a 97 moving close, a 96 standing close, 98 standing dunk, a 95 driving dunk, and all these very good stats. Rebounding, 98 box out, 94 defensive rebound, 92 offensive rebound. His defending is pretty good. Doesn't have a high block, and his lateral quickness is really lacking. But everything else about this card is very good, especially with that 95 strength. Not Shaq level, but this would be very good. I mean, I prefer Shaq over him, but I mean, everyone would. Next up is the 2010 Dwayne Wade card. Dwayne Wade recently has been not struggling, but has been playing up to this type of level. I don't know what to say about him, but I remember a few years ago in the All-Star Game when Kobe broke his nose, or was it vice versa? I think I'm pretty sure Dwayne Wade got his nose broken when he's going for a layup and they smacked him in the face. So this is a pretty nice card. Still can't shoot, which, I mean, personally, I don't want to have a guard who can't shoot, so I wouldn't really be pushing for this card. Even though he's a 96 overall and has very good stats, his inside scoring is very good. He has very good defense with a 92 steal and a 92 reaction time, which is a very underrated stat that most people don't talk about. The reaction time is very important in this game. You can see it like on switches and steals and just any sort of reaction. I mean, that's in its name, but a very good card, and this will be very fun to play with, even though he doesn't have a outside shot. Next up is the 2012 Kevin Durant card. Kevin Durant is like absolutely built for the All-Star game. His three-point shot is absolutely slacking compared to where he is now, or where he should be, where he has an 81 standing and an 80 moving. But I mean, this guy's 6'10", even though he's only listed at 6'9". He is just absolutely amazing to play with. I don't have him in this game in terms of an actual card, but I do use him a lot, like in Gauntlet. And this one is better than any card you can get in the game so far for him. So this would be a really fun card to use. And he has a lot of gold badges. I haven't talked about badges yet, but he has a lot of badges that are very special, such as Microwave, Unfazed, Corner Specialist, Deadeye. Those skills are perfect for Durant, and this will be a really fun card. He'll pretty much be a mid-range assassin with decent athleticism as well. So if you can get him, pick him up. Alright, next up is Russell Westbrook from last year. Now, this was one of the best All-Star games of all time for him, as I believe he was 1 point shy of Wilt's record. I think he had 43 points or 41, something around that mark. And an absolutely amazing game. Now, the one thing that makes this Westbrook card special, and probably the most valuable card that you can get for any guard in this game, at least it seems to be, is his 3-point shot. Now, Westbrook's pretty much only one weakness in the NBA, besides the fact that he's very sporadic and commits a lot of turnovers, is the fact that he isn't a spectacular outside shooter. However, he has a 90 standing and moving 3-point shot, with of course his crazy athleticism and pretty good defending as well. So if you can get him, definitely get him. He's a lot of reviews of him say he's amazing, and I mean, hey, look at those stats. Alright, next up is 1975 Walt Frazier. Long before most of our times, Walt Frazier was an absolute animal. I don't know if he brought the Knicks a championship. I believe he brought him 2. Can't remember at the top of my head. However, I pretty much wouldn't like to use this card as well, even though he's a 96, because of his 3-point shot. Once again, it's kind of slacking, just like Dwayne Wade, both in the mid-70s. However, that's not what makes him special. He has absolutely amazing defense with a 97 steal, which is one of the highest in the game. Very high playmaking, and a pretty athletic guy. He won't be dunking too much, even though he has a 61 driving and a 40 contact dunk, but he'll be pretty fun to use as a crafty kind of guy. Alright, next up is the 1980 George Gervin. Now, I wish that there was a better George Gervin in the game. There is supposedly one coming out soon. I don't know if he's already out, but MT Central has a picture of him where he's a 95 overall. But George Gervin is essentially another version of Kevin Durant. He's a little bit shorter, isn't as good as a shooter, but he has the same very crafty inside-out game. I mean, the man invented the finger roll for the most part. Like, not entirely, but the same thing how Pete Maravich invented the crossover. There was always a crossover beforehand, but he's the reason why it got super, super popular. Very athletic, great scorer from all around. 3-point shot isn't as good, but I mean, 75 is passable. And he's an alright defender as well, so I mean, I wouldn't search for this card, but if you find him cheap, definitely pick him up. Alright, next up is 1967 Rick Barry. I had a Rick Barry card last year, and it was a Sapphire when you completed some challenge. And he was very good because he was very good at defense in terms of getting steals and a very good shooter. And that is seen in this card as well with his 94 steal, an 88 moving 3, and an 89 standing 3. And his mid shots are 94 standing, 95 moving. All those stats are crazy. He actually has a 75 driving dunk, which is pretty good for a not super athletic forward / guard, but that's very good to have as well. So this card would probably be really fun to use as just an outside shooter and decent defender. Alright, next up is a 1953 George Mikan. Now, George Mikan rocked the number 99 way back in the day, and he was pretty much the first great big man in the league. This card is very special as he has very good inside scoring with a 97 standing close and a 96 moving close, 95 standing dunk as well, and he doesn't have much of an outside shot. He has a decent mid-range with a 78 standing, but he is there as just to lock down the paint. Pretty good defense with a 97 block, very good rebounder, and pretty much fun to use overall. At least I'd hope he would be. He's a little undersized compared to most guys these days at 6'10", but that's not too bad. So if you can get him, I would kind of feel like he would fly under the radar a little bit, just because he's a old white center compared to, you know, what most people like, big athletic small forwards or wing guys like Jordan and LeBron. But anyways, I mean, if you can get him cheap, even though he's not out yet, definitely try to. Next up is 2013 Chris Paul, and let me just say, if I haven't told you already, I do not like Chris Paul. Even though these sets are very good, I wouldn't try to go after him. I had him last year, and I just didn't like playing with him. I don't know, his playstyle really doesn't feel that good to me, but anyways, this is for everyone else, not for me. This card is an absolute beast with a 95 standing 3 and a 94 moving 3. pretty athletic, 89 overall athleticism with good speed and acceleration, and he has a 96 steal, which everyone would look for. He can't dunk in this game, I'm pretty sure, with its 27 standing driving dunk, my bad, but he is an all-around scorer and playmaker. So if you like Chris Paul, or you like a guard, or you really need a good guard, and you can get this somehow, go and get him. Alright, next up is the 1979 David Thompson. This man was an athletic freak back in his day. Never really watched him play. Even now with like YouTube close by, I believe that Bill Simmons used to talk about him all the time, especially in his book, which I read a few years ago. And based on what I read, this card fits him perfectly. Very athletic with a 99 vertical, yes, a 99 vertical, a 98 driving layup, and a 98 driving dunk, and a 75 contact dunk. Now, his three-point shot is the same as a couple guys I mentioned earlier, not that great, with a 76 moving and standing. But the whole thing is this guy's based off athleticism. So this would be a really fun card to use, just to dunk on everyone, maybe like a 2013 Andre Iguodala. If you ever play 2K13, you'll know what I'm talking about, where Iguodala just dunked on everyone all the time. Kind of like a glitch. So this guy would be really fun to use if you can get him, but I expect him to be very expensive very quickly. Alright, next up is a card that I kind of mentioned in a previous video of someone I wanted to see, and that is a Tom Chambers card. Tom Chambers was very special back in the day, and he actually did win an All-Star Game MVP. And in my opinion, I think this would be a really fun card to use. He isn't really super good at certain things, such as his athleticism, even though he was known for the Mark Jackson dunk where he literally jumped over the guy. But he does have a 92 driving and a 70 contact dunk, 85 vertical, and he actually has a very solid three-point shot with an 89 standing and an 84 moving. In the card I had last year, where they gave it to you if you did some sort of challenge, he had an okay shot, but this is a very good standing three-point shot. He has an 82 steal, which is pretty good as well. And I just feel like this guy would be really fun to use. I feel like just like David Thompson, his price should go up very quickly as well. But if you can get him, definitely try to. Alright, next up is a 97 Mitch Richmond. I believe I used the Onyx Mitch Richmond once last year. I don't remember how I got him, but I believe I used him. Maybe it was one of my friends had him. And this is a very fun card to use, at least he looks that way. He has a very good three-point shot with a 91 standing, 90 moving. Wow, my bad. And he also has a very good mid-range shot with a 97, 96 standing and moving respectively. His inside scoring is also very good. All his stats look very nice, so if you can get this guy, definitely can. Of course, he's not going to be a defensive stopper, but that's not what he was here for in the game. Finally is the 97 Glen Rice, 92 overall. I got Glen Rice last year, just a Hornets card, I believe. He was very fun to use, but I ended up selling him because he was worth like $50K, I believe, at the time I sold him, and I just didn't need another guard. However, if you look at his stats, this guy would be an absolute beast to have, with a 95 standing and a 94 moving three, and an 84 steal, and not too great athleticism, but just an absolute scorer in general. If you can get him, definitely pick him up. I've been saying that to everyone, but I mean, he is really fun to use, especially when I used him last year. His jump shot was a little hard to get used to, but once you got it, it was amazing. So anyways, guys, those were the All-Star Game MVPs and the players who they are, and I don't know when they're coming out, but hopefully soon, and they'll have packs. I mean, I would probably sell everyone on my team just so I can open their packs, because getting any one of these guys is really special. Of course, I told you I don't like Chris Paul, but even at that point, I'd take a 95 overall point guard. So anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a like if you did. And comment down below what you thought about this video, if you like this format, and anything else you want to say about my channel or anything. Thank you guys once again for watching. Please subscribe for more 2K content and share with your friends if you want to. Have a good day. Peace.